Good morning, students. Yeah, how are you? I think hope all are fine. So say your prayer. Yeah, thank you. நான் ஒரு நல்லாசிரியர். நான் உங்களுக்கு தாயாகவும் தந்தையாகவும் இருந்து முறையாக அன்போடு கல்வியை போதிப்பேன். நான் ஒரு நல்லாசிரியர். நான் உங்களுக்கு தாயாகவும் தந்தையாகவும் இருந்து முறையாக அன்போடு கல்வியை போதிப்பேன். நான் ஒரு நல்லாசிரியர். நான் உங்களுக்கு தாயாகவும் தந்தையாகவும் இருந்து முறையாக அன்போடு கல்வியை போதிப்பேன். Okay, students. So take your social science book and take page number 246. So we have completed in our previous class the third lesson in geography. So atmosphere. So I hope you have no doubt in that lesson. Yeah. So now we will move to civics. Okay, so already we have completed one lesson in civics. So what is that lesson? Yeah, forms of government and democracy. Yeah, so we discussed the various form of government. So can you say the different forms of government that was practiced in world countries? Yeah, aristocracy, monarchy, oligarchy, theocracy, democracy, etc. Yeah. So the most modern form of government is democracy. So we have discussed about democracy and democracy in India in our previous lesson. Yeah. In today's class, we will discuss about election, political parties, and pressure group. So the second lesson in civics. So election. Yeah. So nowadays, we choose our leader, our ruler. So through elections. Yeah. So in ancient time, there is no such thing. Yeah. So it was a dynasty one. Yeah. So king is the ruler, then his son became the ruler, then after that his son became the ruler. So that is the concept. But nowadays we are following democracy. That is, people elect their ruler. Okay, so people elect their ruler. Yeah. So how they elect their ruler? Yeah, through elections. Yeah, so periodically, so in India, it was conducted 5 years once. Yeah, so periodically we contest election and we choose our rulers. Okay, so that is the election. Then political parties. Yeah, so who participate in the election? So every citizen of India can participate in the election. Yeah, but for that, so we organize a political party. Yeah, so what is meant by political party? So what was the main purpose of political party? We will discuss that. Then pressure group. Yeah, so apart from that, there are some pressure group. Yeah, so what do you mean by pressure group? So you can learn in this lesson. Okay, so we will learn about election, political party, and pressure group in this lesson. So learning objectives. So what are you going to learn from this lesson? First, to know about the electoral system in India. So the type of election. Yeah, so how the election was conducted in India. So know about the electoral system in India. Then second one, know the different types of election in India. Yeah, so in India, so there are different types of election contested. That is direct and indirect. Yeah, so what was the difference? Yeah, then what are the merits and demerits? You will understand. Then understand the meaning of political party. Yeah, so what is meant political party? Yeah, so you understand the meaning of political party. Then know the functions of state party and national party. Yeah, so there is state party in our state and also national party. Yeah, so what is the difference between state party and national party? Yeah, so what are the qualifications? So what are the criteria so needed to become a state party and to be a national party? Then last one, understand the pressure groups in India. Yes, apart from political parties, there are some pressure groups. Yeah, so the pressure groups, so they won't contest in election. Yeah, so but they can dominate in the election. Okay, so you will learn about the pressure groups in India. Okay, so the learning objective. So first you know about the electoral system in India. Then second one, know the different types of elections in India. Then third one, understand the meaning of political party. Yeah, then know the functions of state party and national party. Then apart from that, you will understand about the pressure groups in India. So some of the pressure groups. So, okay, so you will learn from this lesson. So introduction. So what is an election? So why we contest election? Yeah, election is a formal decision making process. Okay, so it is a decision making process by which people chooses an individual to hold public office by voting. Yes, election is nothing but a formal decision making process. Yes, it is a decision making process by which people chooses an individual. Yes, so people chooses an individual among themselves. Yes, so people choose an individual from themselves to hold public office. So to hold public office, to hold government, to be a ruler through voting. Yeah, so people, so through their voting, so choose their leader. Yeah, so chooses an individual for decision making. Yeah, so an election is nothing but a formal decision making process by which a people chooses an individual, so chooses a person to hold public office. So public office means, yeah, maybe a ruler, yeah, so or maybe a leader, yeah, to hold public office by voting. So that is the election. So electoral system in India. So electoral, so related with the election. Yeah. So the electoral system in India has been adapted from the system followed in the United Kingdom. Yeah. So we are following the election system, selection method, as like that of in United Kingdom. Yeah. So because India was ruled by British. Okay. So we are adopting United Kingdom election method. Yeah, so we are following the parliamentary form of government. Yeah, so which was in United Kingdom. Yeah. So India is the socialist, secular, democratic republic and the largest democracy in the world. Yes, India is a socialist country. Socialist country means, so the industries or trade activities of the country mostly benefits the people. Yes, apart from benefiting the companies and the laborers, if it benefit the people means, then it is called as socialism. Then secular, so secular, so that is, there is no official religion for the government. So there is no official religion for the state, so that is secular. Then democratic republic. So India is a socialist, secular, democratic republic, and India is the largest democratic country in the world. So the modern Indian constitution, so the modern Indian constitution, so came into force on 26th January 1950. So the modern India's democratic constitution, so came into force on January 26, 1950. So in that there are totally 395 articles. So when it came into force, there are 395 articles. So in that articles, from article 324 to 329, so which is in part 15. So there are 22 parts. In part 15, so article 322 4 to 329. So article 324 to 329, so makes the provisions with regard to the electoral system in our country. So article 324 to 329, so says about the, so the process of election. So the election system in India. So article 324 of the Indian Constitution provides for an independent election commission in order to ensure free and fair elections in the country. Yes, article 324 of the Indian Constitution, so provides for an independent election commission. So there is an election commission. So it was an independent body. So in order to make sure the free and fair elections in the country. At present, the commission consists of a chief election commissioner and 2 election commissioners. Yes, at present, so the election commission, so consists of a chief election commissioner and 2 election commissioners. So they were appointed by the president only. So the chief election commissioner and 2 election commissioners, so they were appointed by the president. So they were independent body. So there is no ministry. So in some other department, so they were placed under ministry. But only very few department in Indian Constitution were placed freely. So say for example, so comptroller and auditor general. So like that, so election commission is an independent body. So judiciary, it is also an independent body. So article 324 of the Indian Constitution, so says about the election commission. Okay, so the parliament may make provisions, so that is rules and regulations, with respect to all matters relating to the elections to the parliament. So the parliament may make provisions, that is rules and regulations, so relating to elections to the parliament, including the preparation of electoral rolls. Okay, so the parliament can make some rules and regulations, some make provisions, so relating to the elections of parliament, that is election of the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha members, including the preparation of electoral rolls, the delimitation of the constitution. Constitution means, India is divided into constituency. Okay, so now, so Lok Sabha, so India is divided into 543 constituencies. Okay, so we choose the leader through which the constituency we belong. Okay, so delimitation means so maybe decreasing the size. Yes, maybe decreasing the so number of the constituency or increasing the yes, or changing the size of the or changing the constituency. Yeah, and all other matters necessary for securing their due constitutions. Okay, so the parliament can make laws in relation to the elections of the parliament. Yeah. So that is the parliament make provisions with respect to all matters relating to elections to the parliament, including the preparation of electoral rolls, the delimitation of the constituencies, and all other matters necessary for securing their due constitution. Yes, so parliament only can make laws in relation to the parliament seats. Yeah, so that is called Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha seats. Yeah, so no other body can make law in it. Then the state legislature can also make provisions with respect to all matters relating to elections to the state legislature, including the preparation of electoral rolls and all other matters necessary for securing their due constitution. Yeah. So parliament, it is parliament. Yes, at the same time. So for state legislature, so each and every state have their own legislator. Yes, each and every state have their own legislative assembly. So that can make provisions, that can make laws. So with respect to all matters relating to elections to the state legislature, which includes the preparation of electoral rolls and other matters. So like the delimitation of the constituencies and other things. So in order to conduct the election. Okay, so that is the by the state legislature in states. So election process. So at a national level, the head of the government, so it's the prime minister. Yes, at a national level, so the head of the government is the prime minister. So prime minister is elected by members of the Lok Sabha, the lower house of the parliament in India. Yeah, so there are two houses in the parliament of India. So one is Lok Sabha and another one is Rajya Sabha. Yeah. So prime minister is elected by the members of Lok Sabha. Yeah, so in India, so there are totally 545 members in Lok Sabha. Yeah, so 543 members so were elected directly by the people of India, and 2 Anglo-Indian members appointed by the President of India. Yeah. So these 545 members so choose their leader. Yeah, so the person who got majority support in the Lok Sabha will become the Prime Minister of India. Yeah, so at a national level, so the head of the government, the Prime Minister, is elected by the members of the Lok Sabha. Yeah, so now who is the Prime Minister of India? Yeah, Modi. Yeah, so almost he have more than so 300 members support. Yeah, so the total support to Modi, so now in Lok Sabha is so more than 300. Yeah, so it requires 272 plus support is enough to become a prime minister. Yeah, so the total members of the Lok Sabha is 545. Yeah, so more than half of the member support is required to become the prime minister. Okay, so the head of the government, the prime minister, is elected by the members of the Lok Sabha, the lower house of the parliament in India. In representative democracy like ours, election is extremely important. Yes, in our country, so because we have the representative democracy, so election is very important. So voting in elections are the best way to make your voice heard. Yeah, so you have to put your vote regularly. Yeah, because it is the best way to make your voice so heard. Also, so we celebrate the National Voters Day on 25th January in India. So we celebrate the National Voters Day on 25th January. Introduction of the nota option. So nota means none of the above. Yeah. So if the people in a democratic country are not willing to elect any candidate, they can vote for the option called nota. Yeah. So if the people in a democratic country, if they are not willing to elect any candidate, so if they didn't like any members so who are contesting the election means, then they can vote for the option called nota. So nota means so none of the above. So rule 49O in the conduct of election rules 1961 of India describes this procedure. So rule 49O in the conduct of elections rules in 1961, so which describes this procedure. So in the electronic voting machine, so at the bottom, so there is the list of candidates, and at the end of the list of candidates you can see the option nota. So it was indicated with a different red color button. So other voters, so other the list of name of the voters were in uniform color, but nota cities in different color. Yeah. Now after that, so in the 2014 general election, so the election commission also introduced VVPAT. Yeah, so VVPAT means voters verified paper audit trail. That means, so if you put the vote means you can check so whether the vote is to the person who you put. Yeah, so the vote is to the person, the vote is dedicated to the person who is chosen by you. Yeah, so you can check that by seeing the voters verified paper audit trail. Yeah, so just a paper will come, yeah, but you can't take that paper. Yeah, it will drop it into a box. Yeah, so later it is used to verify the number of votes that was put. Okay, so nota was introduced in the general elections held in the year 2014. Yeah, India is the 14th country in the world to introduce nota. Yeah, India is the 14th country in the world to introduce nota. Yeah, so symbol used with the nota option on electronic voting machines in India. So nota, so that is in already red color. Yeah, so at the end it was marked in red color. Okay, so types of election in India. So in India, elections are classified into two types. So direct election and indirect election. Yeah. So electoral system. So Article 324 to 329 in Part 15. So mentions about the electoral system in India. So as per Article 324, Indian Constitution so provides for an independent election commission in order to conduct free and fair elections. Yeah. So then the Parliament may make rules and regulations in relation to the elections of the Parliament. So like that, the state legislature so can make rules and regulations in relation to the elections of the state legislature. Yeah. So then we discussed about the nota, as it was introduced in the year 2014 general election, and also VVPAT, so voters verified paper audit trail. Yeah, so in order to check so whether the vote so you put is properly to the candidate or any other candidate, or the vote is changed, you can check it. Okay, so that is the VVPAT. Okay, so now the types of election in India. So in elections are classified into two types. So direct election and indirect election. So first, direct election. So in direct election, so people directly vote for the candidates in the fray, so that is in the list, and elect their representatives. Yeah, so people, so in direct election, so people directly vote for the candidates and elect their representative. So the following are the examples of direct elections in which people over 18 years of age participate in the electoral process by casting their vote. Yeah, so in direct election, so in order to put vote, a citizen must complete 18 years of age. Yeah, so in which elections he can put the direct vote? Yeah, first in the Lok Sabha election, and also election to the legislative members and election to the local governing bodies. Okay, so Lok Sabha election in which the members of the parliament are elected, you can put vote directly. So 18 years age if you complete means. Then election to the state legislative assembly, that is in which the members of the legislative assembly MLA are elected. Then third one, election to the local governing bodies, that is such as village panchayat, town panchayat, municipalities, municipal corporations, so which are conducted by the state election commission. So direct election, so people directly vote for the candidates and elect their representatives. So if the people so complete their age of 18 years means, so they can choose the representatives. Yeah, so who are the representatives they can choose? Yeah, first the member of the parliament, that is the Lok Sabha members. Yeah, then so the members of the state legislative assembly, so that is to the state legislative assembly election. Then third one, election to the local governing bodies, so such as village panchayat, town panchayat, municipality corporation members. So you can choose directly. So that is the direct election. So in direct election, so we have both merit and demerits. So what is the merit? So since the voters elect their representatives directly, so direct elections are considered to be a more democratic method. Yeah, since so the voters elect their representatives, so elect their leader directly, so direct elections are considered as the most democratic method. Yeah, it educates people regarding the government activities and helps in choosing the appropriate candidates. So direct election, so educate the people regarding the government activities and helps in choosing the appropriate candidates. Also, it encourages people to play an active role in politics. So direct election encourages the people to play an active role in politics. It empowers, it makes power, it gives power to the people and makes the rulers accountable for their action. So it gives power to the people and makes the rulers so responsible for their action. So direct election, so in which the people directly vote for the candidate and elect their representative. Since it is the most democratic method of election. So the voters elect their representative directly. It is considered the more democratic method of election. So it educates the people regarding the government activities and helps in choosing the appropriate candidate, choosing the right candidate. And also it encourages people to play an active role in politics. Finally, it empowers the people and makes the rulers accountable. So makes the ruler responsible for their action. So these are the merits in direct election. So apart from merits, so there are some demerits in the direct election. So what are the demerits? So direct elections are very expensive. So direct elections are very expensive. It requires some amount of money. So in order to contest the election, selection commission need money. Because so more than 70% of the people of India participate in the election. So nearly, so the voting age of India is 18 years. So almost among the 130 crores, more than 70 crore people are more than 18 years. So they participate in the election. So they were given chance to put vote. So for that the election commission have to spend a lot of money. So it is very expensive. So illiterate voters sometimes get misguided by the false propaganda. So sometimes so the political parties or the candidates so make promises to the voters, so which is not possible. Sometimes they make promises to the voters, so which is not possible. Okay, so campaigning based on caste, religion and various other purposes so pose a serious challenges. So nowadays campaign, election campaign. So that is election campaign means so the voters so go to the public and ask for the vote. So it is based on caste, religion and some other things which pose, so which cause a serious challenge to the democracy. Then so conducting direct election is a massive exercise. So ensuring free and fair election at every polling station is a major challenge to the election commission. Since so direct election is a massive one. Because India is a most populated country. So more than 70 crore people have the eligibility to put vote. So it was difficult for the election commission to make sure the free and fair election at every polling station. So it was very difficult for the election commission. Then there are some instances. So there are instances of some political candidates influencing the voters through payment in the form of cash, goods or services. So some political party members, so what they do means, so they gave money to the voters and get the vote. So they simply we can say so note for vote. So money for vote. So some political members, some political candidates so gave money, so gave payments so in the form of cash, goods or services and get the vote. Then election campaign sometimes result in violence, tension, law and order problem and affects the day-to-day life of the people. So sometimes election campaign so it result in violence, so tension, law and order problem, so and affects the day-to-day life of the people. So these are the demerits of the direct election. So in India it was very difficult so for the election commission to contest the election, but till now so our election commission has successfully contested several elections. So almost so nearly Lok Sabha elections. So now we are in 17th Lok Sabha. So up to 17th Lok Sabha, so the election commission has conducted the election in a successful way. Okay, so it is a huge success. So the world biggest election campaign, so the biggest election process is in India only. Okay, So next, indirect elections. In indirect elections, voters elect their representatives, and those representatives in turn elect their representative. So that is the indirect election. So in indirect elections, so people won't participate directly. So people elect their representatives. So say for example, so the Lok Sabha speaker, the president, so they were not elected by the people, and also the Rajya Sabha members. So Rajya Sabha members were not elected directly by the people. So Rajya Sabha members, so they were indirectly elected. So they were elected by the members of the state assembly. So that is the indirect election. So this method of election is followed for the election of president of India. So the president of India, the Rajya Sabha members, so they were elected by the elected representatives. So that is the indirect election. So in indirect election also you have both merits and demerits. So do you know how is the president of India elected? He is elected directly by the people of India. No, he is elected by the members of an electoral college consisting of the elected members of both houses of parliament. So the president of India is elected by the members of an electoral college consisting of elected members of both the house. So both the house means Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So the Lok Sabha members are elected directly by the people of India, but Rajya Sabha member, they were also elected through indirect election. So indirect election. Then, so the elected members of the Legislative Assembly of all the states and union territories of India. So in the present election, so the elected members of both the parliament, then both houses of the parliament, then the elected members of the Legislative Assembly of all the states and union territories of India participated. So here note that, so the members nominated to either House of Parliament or the Legislative Assembly of States are not eligible to be included in the Electoral College. So the nominated members, that is the 2 Anglo-Indian members in the Lok Sabha and the 12 Rajya Sabha members, so I'm nominated by the president, so they were not allowed to participate in the Electoral College. So only the elected members, so the members who were elected directly by the people of India have the right to participate in the presidential election. So the MPs, so the Lok Sabha members, so whom we choose, so they participate. And also the Rajya Sabha members. So how the Rajya Sabha members are chosen? So by the members of the Legislative Assembly. So each and every state was provided with some Rajya Sabha seats. So the Rajya Sabha seat members were chosen by the members of the Legislative Assembly. So say for example, Tamil Nadu, we have 18 Rajya Sabha seats. So those 18 Rajya Sabha seats was chosen by, the members were chosen by the 234 state assembly members, so that is MLAs. So they can also participate. So there is no chance for the nominated members to contest in the presidential election, to take part in the presidential election. So the president of India is elected by the members of the electoral college consisting of elected members of both houses of the parliament, then the elected members of the Legislative Assembly of all the state and union territories. So there is no chance for, there is no provisions for the nominated members to be included in the electoral college. So president of India was elected in indirect way. So because he is the head of the state. So only the prime minister. So he is the head of the government. So president is head of the state. So if we choose the president also directly means, so there is some problem because already prime minister is there in power. Second, if we choose the president directly means, so there is some conflict. So that's why our constitution makers so kept the president election in indirect method. So merits. So indirect elections are less expensive. So indirect elections are less expensive. Then it is more suited to elections in larger countries. So it is more suited. It is more possible. It is more suited to the elections in large countries. But demerits. So if the members of voters is very small, so there is the possibility of corruption, bribery, horse trading and other unfair activities. So if the number of voters in direct election is very small means, then there is the possibility of corruption, bribery, horse trading and other unfair activities. So horse trading, so nothing but, so in order to get the support you give money. So especially it was used in the business term. So in business, if you wanted to achieve something means, you have to give money to some persons. Yeah, so that is the horse trading. So corruption, bribery also almost the same thing only. So in order to get vote, so the candidate so may give vote, so may give some amount, so some payment to the voters. Yeah, so there is a possibility because the numbers of voters is very small in indirect election. Then it is less democratic. Yeah, it is less democratic because people do not have a direct opportunity to elect, but they instead do it through their representatives. Yes, it is less democratic. So when compared to direct election, it is less democratic because people won't participate directly. Yeah, so only through their representatives they elect their leader. Yeah, so this may not reflect the true will of the people. Yeah, so sometimes so this direct election, indirect election, so did not reflect the true will of the people. So these are the demerits of the indirect election. Then the political parties. So the political parties are an essential part of democracy. Yes, in democratic form of government, so political parties play an important role. Yeah, so they act as the link between the government and the people. Yeah, so political parties act as the link between the government and the people. Yeah, so political party. So what is a political party? A political party is an organization formed by a group of people with a certain ideology and agenda to contest election and hold power in the government. Yes, a political party is nothing but an organization. Yes, it is also an organization formed by a group of people. Yes, with a certain ideology, with certain ideas, with certain policies. Yeah. So in order to contest election and hold power in the government. Yes, so the aim of the political party is to capture power. Okay, so they have to contest in the election. So their aim is to contest in the election and capture the power. Yeah, so a political party is an organization formed by a group of people with a certain ideology. So the people so who have common idea, so form a political party. Yeah, and their aim is to contest the election. Yeah, so their duty is to contest, so to take part in the election and hold power in the government. So if they win in the election means, so they can hold power in the government. So that is the political party. So normally a political party has three components. So a leader, active members and the followers. Okay, so political party has three components. So leader, so the leader of the political party. Then active members. So every political party has its own active members. Yeah. So say for example, take some political party in Tamil Nadu. Yeah. So they have their active members in each and every district. Okay, so they called as a district secretariats. Yeah, so and also some other members. Yeah, so will be in the political party and the followers. Yeah, so the persons so who like the leader, persons who like the ideology of the party, so become the followers. Okay, so a political party has three components: a leader, active members and the followers. So type of party system in India. So there are three types of party system followed in world. Yeah, so types of party system. So there are three types of party system followed in the world. So single party system, two party system or bi-party system and multi-party system. So in India we practice multi-party system. Yeah, so there are three types of political party system followed. So they are single party system, two party system, then multi-party system. Yeah, so we will discuss one by one. What is by single party, then bi-party or two-party, then multi-party system. So single party system in which one ruling party exists and no opposition party is permitted. In single party system, there is only one party. Yeah, so there is no opposition party. Yeah, so China, Cuba, the former USSR, that is Russia, Union of Soviet Socialist Republic are examples of single party system. So mostly you can say, so the communist country, yeah, so the countries which follow communism form of government practice the single party system. Yeah, so China, Cuba, Russia, yeah, so they were the communist countries. Yeah, so they support, so they practice the single party system. Yeah, so single party system in which one ruling party exists and no other opposition party is permitted. So there is only one party, that is the communist party. So no other party is permitted. So that is the single party system. The two party system. So here two-party system in which only two major parties exist. Yes, in single-party system there is only one party, so no opposition party is permitted. But in two-party system, so there is a ruling party and there is a opposition party. Yeah. So this type of party system was practiced in United States and United Kingdom. Yeah. So you know United States. So recently, so election campaign is going on. Yeah. So the presidential candidate. Donald Trump and other opposing him was so Joe Biden. Yeah. So both were belong to separate parties, that is Democratic Party and Republic Party. So in United States there is only two party. One is called as Republic Party and another one is called as Democratic Party. So there is no other party so permitted in United States. But in United Kingdom, so there is also two party. So one is called as Labour Party and another one is called as Conservative Party. Yeah. So there are some other parties in United Kingdom, but they were not given power. Yeah, so till now there is only the two parties, so they only so capturing power, so vice versa. Yeah, so sometimes maybe Labour Party, so sometimes maybe Conservative Party. So there are the two party system so existing in United States and United Kingdom. So that is the two party system. Then the third one, multi-party system, in which there are more than two political parties. Yeah, so multi-party system, so there are more than two political parties. So say for example, in India, Sri Lanka, France and Italy. In India, so can you tell me the some political parties in India? Yeah, there are a lot of political parties. So there is no single party. Yeah, so more than two party we have. Yeah, so in India, so we have multiple parties. So that is the multiple party system in India. So because India is a more populated country and a different geographical area, so there are a lot of factors. Yeah, so that's why so we have the multi-party system. Okay, ma? So okay students, so we have finished up to the political party. Okay, ma? So tomorrow's class we will discuss about so the national party, state party and also the pressure group. Yeah. So today's textbook reading. So take page number 246. Yeah, so read that electoral system in India. So fully. Yeah, so read that electoral system in India. So homework. So take page number 252. So fifth row matter, answering in detail. Discuss the merits and demerits of direct election. So take page number 247. So see the heading direct election. So in that write the first point. People directly vote for the candidates in the fray and elect their representative. Then merits and demerits. So merits you write any 2 points and demerits also you write any 2 points. Yeah. So that is your homework, written homework. Okay, ma? So if you have any doubt in this lesson, so please contact me. So thank you. So have a nice day.